So if I were to
Yes.
do like right,
Do that
yes.
again. Do that again. Do that again. One more time.
Yeah. And the best part is the way that she does it and the way I do it is different.
Okay,
as
yeah,
well.
now you
So
do it,
like
now you
mine
do
is so it's a bit more, I use a bit more cheeks.
Dude, that was fucking scary, bro.
Sorry. I might need to wipe down the table a little bit too after that.
Ooh.
We look as if we are, just out of a pajama party or in a pajama party. I don't know, man, but these fucking things are our heads, man. I mean, okay, it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Frankly, I was like, things look as if the things you wear when you go to sleep in your pajamas and you
Yeah.
read little fairy tale
nightcap.
books. Nah, thank you. Thank you. See how stupid I am? It's called Nightcap. Welcome back, people. This is the special Christmas edition of the Chris Hansen Conversation. And with me in studio, I've got two people here that really, really have this intimacy.
Why was that pause?
Because my brain has to roll with intimacy with microphones. And for good reason, because on my right, I have with me the first female to represent this country, Singapore, in the World Beatbox Championship. Did I get that one right? The
Yes.
World Beatbox Championship.
Whole People's Championship.
The World
yes.
Beatbox. I say again, Beatbox. For all of you old fogies out there don't understand what the fuck that means, go and look it up on Wikipedia or Google it. Beatbox, later on you'll see what she's really made of. She's really amazing. She's better known as General Ling. I know her as Elaine. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a real pleasure.
Lovely.
It's a real pleasure because it's a real honor, as a matter of fact, to have you here with me at CCBTV. And on my left is what did she call you? Her better half?
No, I'm the beast of the duo. I'm the beauty and beast. So
I
I'm
disagree,
the
but-
beauty.
You're saying that because you don't want to get into the doghouse,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
And the other half is a great freestyler and a beatboxer in his own right. And he is Zach, better known as Zach Loco.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Why Loco?
What's up?
Why?
Z Loco.
I was actually
Z
named.
Loco, but his name is Zach, so I thought Zach Loco. But hey, look,
No,
man,
Z-
wait, fuck that. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V
Well,
W
it
X,
depends.
Y.
It depends on which accent you're saying.
Oh, for goodness.
So when I was christened Z Loco, I was christened by a country singer, hip hop, a former hip hopper. His name is Ramon Sadello. Shout out to Ramon if he's watching this. He christened me Z Loco because I have multiple personalities. Oddly enough, I don't know. It's maybe my dyslexia. I don't know. I change my voices all the time, and I can freestyle like out of nowhere most times.
Okay, we're gonna do some freestyling for all of us later on.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna go back to the same fucking argument, okay? It cannot be Z, guys. It has got to be Z. And don't tell me.
I say Z.
Yeah, it is
I say Z.
It has to be Z. No, it's not a generational thing either.
I say Z. I mean, I'm not that old.
Hello? Your other half is saying Z.
Yeah,
You
I
are
mean,
saying Z.
She's 2 years apart. She's 2 years apart.
Okay. Out of respect for the fact that you've taken that on as your stage name, right?
Mhm.
Or as your moniker. So
Yes.
okay, Z Loco, ladies and gentlemen, Z Loco.
Thank you for having me.
If
How's
I have my
everything?
way, I'll say Z, but never mind.
Just say Z, man. I prefer Z.
Welcome to the show, man. Thanks
Thank
for being
you,
here.
man. Thank you.
Thanks to both of you, really. Taking the time off, coming down all the way to this little spot in Tampines. It seems like a godforsaken place from wherever you guys come from, right?
Yeah, we come from the other side of the island, right?
Bloody
Woodlands.
far, right?
JB and Woodlands.
Really, JB and Woodlands for crying out loud. But thanks for being here, really. I want to ask you guys, what can you explain to all the people out there who might not know this? There's going to be a percentage of people that won't know this. What is beatboxing and what is freestyle rapping?
Oh, okay. Let me take the beatboxing one and then Zach can take the freestyle rapping one.
Okay.
So beatboxing, basically, I would say you use your vocal muscles, so your lips, your mouth, your tongue, your nose, your throat, to create music out of it,
So your articulators, basically.
in a sense.
Well, okay, nose. Okay, nose, no articulator. Nose, okay, fine. Tongue, palate, lips, mouth, throat.
Cheek.
Yeah.
Don't forget the cheek
The
sometimes.
cheeks. Okay. Articulators.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. So you're saying all these things come into play, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, why?
Why?
Why? In the first place, people would come on, right? Most people, mainstream wise, but you're definitely not mainstream for sure,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Will come on and be singers. You sing?
Yes.
Oh,
I can't
actually
sing.
came
Oh, that's
from
different.
the a cappella background.
holy shitballs!
Yeah, we both do. Okay, we
But
both started.
that's when I
now.
got started in beatboxing because I went into a cappella and then I saw this bunch of guys making drum sounds and I was just like, wait a minute, what?
And between singing right now, right where you
Mhm.
are today,
Mhm.
between singing and beatboxing, which would you rather?
Tricky question because it depends on my mood.
Huh?
Sometimes I would rap, sometimes I would sing.
See, I'm not the
sometimes I
only
would
one with the
beatbox.
split personality over here.
Wow! Oh wow! Oh wow! Wow! Okay. And is there any particular reason? I mean, when you heard these guys, you were saying earlier on, right? They were making drum sounds with their mouths.
Mhm.
And what was that attracted you? Because I know for a fact, I would look at someone like you and I've seen you perform and I go, wow, yeah. But it doesn't drive someone like me to do that. I mean, I'm nothing personal. I'm just saying that's just me. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think most people go, wow. But even for singers, right? But they wouldn't be driven to do something like that. What drove you?
My love for music and the part where I didn't get access to learning music.
What do you mean? You
Like
didn't
I
get-
love the piano when I was young, but I
Okay.
never had a chance to really learn it. And I
Okay.
tried drums as well, and I sort of couldn't afford it as well.
Okay.
So then when beatboxing came about, it became a chance to learn an instrument with just my voice.
Wow. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool answer. I've always said that. When I was young, my parents wasted money on me trying to learn the guitar, which eventually I found my fucking fingers were just too fat. And then after that, I wanted to learn how to play the keyboards. Then after that, I tried playing the keyboards, and then I realized that my freaking fingers are too fat and they can't stretch too far either. And then I realized that, hey, you know what? I've got an instrument all with me, and that's my voice. But you are a different kettle of fish, man. You actually became the instrument.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your reason, huh?
Yes. And it's amazing because we learn how to manipulate the different muscles to add texture onto the sound.
Oh dear.
So
Okay,
if
so technical.
So if I were to
Yes.
do right.
Do that
yes.
again. Do that again. One more time.
Yeah. And the best part is the way that she does it and the way I do it is different.
Okay,
as
yeah,
well.
no, you
So
do,
like
no, you
mine
do.
is so it's a bit more, I use a bit more cheeks.
Dude, that was fucking scary, bro.
Yeah, sorry. I might need to wipe down the table a little bit too after that. I spit
Well,
out.
I usually would when I explain to the students and
Right.
he happens to be around, I'll
Yeah.
be like, look, that's the chipmunk way of doing it. Because it looks like the squirrel. The squirrel's trying to hide the
No, but
nut.
it's a different. Wasn't that a different drum skin as compared to the one that you just demonstrated?
It is,
Mm-hmm.
and the technique is different.
Yeah,
Okay, it's like a snare drum, right? You tune the snare drum,
in a sense.
right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
yes,
you've got a different kind of
yeah.
tuning on your snare,
Correct.
and you got a different kind of tuning.
Every
That's
single
pretty much what
beatboxer
I-
is different.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Okay. So hang on a sec. So you can actually do a cappella beatboxing
Yeah.
if that's the case, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a cappella essentially means without music,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Without the accompaniment, you're just doing music
Okay.
with your
Mhm.
voice.
And when you do something like this, I mean, how did someone train you? Someone teach you how to do this?
Okay, so you might not believe it, but the person that I actually bugged, the first person,
Mhm.
is right beside you.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me.
This guy with the tighter snare.
Yes. So he was
Yeah.
the one that I sort of approached, and I was just like, hey, I want to learn. So then he taught me my first 3 sounds, and I
Okay.
just drilled and
Sounds.
practiced them.
Okay, 3 sounds. The first, okay, what were those 3 sounds?
So the kick drum and the
Mhm.
hi-hat
Crap.
Yes.
and then the snare.
So just a basic 3-part
Okay.
drum.
So you taught her how to do that.
Yes.
Now, can you teach me how to do that?
Okay. So
I'm
the basic-
gonna screw this up, man. I know I'm gonna screw this up. I'm gonna mess
Okay,
this up
let's
big
let's
time.
let's start out with the bass first, all right?
Okay,
so let's start with the bass
okay.
first. So it's almost like you're overpronouncing the letter B. So B.
B.
B,
B.
B, right?
B.
So once you do that, you realize your lips is overpronouncing it. It's moving slightly. Almost there. There you go. And you stop using your voice. You push out a little bit of air. What you should be getting is. There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Holy
now,
shit.
that's the first of the three sounds.
What was that? What was that?
That's the bass, the kick drum.
Oh, that's the kick drum.
Yeah. So it's
Okay,
the bass.
so that's a kick.
There you go.
So to make it a little bit easier
Mhm,
on
yeah.
you, don't fold the lips in.
Okay,
Yeah.
no.
So instead of going, right, you want to do neutral position, neutral, and there you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Sounds like
easier?
a fart, man.
If you put too much air, yeah. After a while,
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard Chris Hansen's kantut.
if you see either one of us on the floor, you know why.
Okay. So that was a kick. What's
Okay,
the next
okay.
one?
So the next one we always go is the easiest sound. That's the hi-hats.
Right.
Right? So there's two types. The first one we always go is the close hi-hat. It's just you're just pronouncing the letter T. You know, like when you're a little bit annoyed, you know, there you go. There you go.
And then you want to keep it short.
Yeah, nice and short.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There's two types of that as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the second one is the open hi-hat, or we call it the open hi-hat. I
Yeah.
mean, drummers call it something else. So when it's open up, you add a little bit of an S behind it, just
Same mouth position.
same mouth position, just a little bit. There you
Try
go.
to open up your lip a little bit more. You hear the sound?
Yeah.
Much more
Yeah, there you
open.
go.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. Okay.
So with this, just these three sounds, you can do quite a bit. Just you can do quite a lot with that already.
Or okay, even okay.
I am so
let's just
screwed
say
now.
two sound. Let's just say two sound, right? It's just
yeah. Okay, you're using your voice on the bass there, so just
So-
slow down.
let's try this one. Yeah, so you practice that one. So this is what it will probably sound like.
Can you imagine? I walk. Oh boy, do that one more time.
Just straight up club it.
That's what I just taught you. Like, it's just that.
that's
It's
what
just
it
that.
is. Yeah.
Wowee.
Oh,
What was life like before you became General Ling?
Before I started beatboxing, or
Yeah, I mean, just tell us, music. You said you were an a cappella, right?
yes.
So how do you land up singing, getting into music to begin with?
So I actually grew up with my Chinese parents' classical 京曲. So all the Deng Lijun,
I
San Yu Li de
never
Xiao Yu.
forget you, you forget me. That one.
Yeah, those kind. I grew up with those music. And then it's just, listen to the music and just sing kind of thing. I didn't really think of doing music actually because I was
Right.
in sports group
Right.
and uniform groups. So you wouldn't think that I would be going to music.
Okay, and your friends were surprised.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody was like, I never thought you would do that. I was
So
like,
so your influence was basically old Chinese songs.
yes.
So which mom and dad used to play.
Yes.
Right. I specifically caught something you said. I don't know whether there's any meaning behind it. You said my Chinese parents. What do you mean? Are you just literally saying that, oh, my parents were Chinese?
I'm more of saying that because they are like my generation, for example, there are people who are English school.
Well, I see you mean the Chinese educated.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to get out of the way.
So their influences were pretty on the Taiwanese,
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
Yeah, those influences.
How about you, man?
Mhm.
How about you? How do you get into music, man?
Well, I came from a family that does theater. Yeah, my uncle founded Act 3. He's Jasmine Samad.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's the third of the Act 3. He was on my grandson, the Dr. Jamal, I think he was there.
whoa.
And my aunt is like she's a music director, music teacher for Yamaha.
Right. So it's all in the family,
It's
basically.
pretty much all in the family. So
Right.
my family has two sides: the engineers, which do quality control. I think my mom works. If I'm wrong, my mom actually works for ST Electronics for the longest time before this, and the other side is the music guys.
Okay.
So I'm right down in the middle. I'm the techie guy that does music,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty much a delinquent. I was growing up. getting into fights, doing this, doing that, and music was one of those few things that pretty much got my mind off of doing all of those, being a delinquent, I will put it as, or getting into trouble most times, and that is one of those few things and getting into it. Yeah,
it's amazing, guys. I've been talking to a lot of musos for my tribute to SG Music Icons series, and people who've spanned in this business of music for like, well, my goodness, 40, 50 years average each. With the exception of one who's a friend of yours, Afwan.
Yes.
And
a brother for another mother.
Well, I had a great chat with Afwan.
Nice.
And but there's a common thread I recognize amongst everybody, including you guys, because you guys are like the current generation of musicians, yeah. And you're definitely far younger than I am, yeah, and far younger than most of the other people have been seated at the seats that you're now sitting in for that series. And the common thread is the influence of music being played by the folks at home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Clement said that. Clement Chow.
Oh.
I think Afwan did also say something like that. For sure, Leonard and Dudley had their influences from their family members, and people who said, let's take the guitar up or, take up the percussions and stuff. And it really has influence usually comes from the home, which I think is brilliant. And I got to say, including me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
I got to attribute this to my uncles and my mom. Every day as a kid, you drive around in the cars and they play music, or at home they play old records, right? And
that's true.
And it just grows in you. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting to just discover that there's some sort of commonality. Okay. So now, freestyle rapping. We talked about beatboxing. So what's freestyle rapping about?
So freestyle rapping is a subgenre of rap, right? Most people rapidly something poetry, right? There's freestyle rapping is pretty much when we take a certain topic, try to think up of specific rhythms on the spot,
right?
Or try to tell a story or try to make something out of it.
Yeah.
From simple of saying that from stuff like right here with Chris Hansen, we just chilling around in Tampines. We gonna hit it up and drums with the podcast at CCB Podcast. No matter what, we just gonna do it on Vomley Podcast. Right on the camera, we got Kai in the background. So no matter what, we just gonna do it up and vet now. So stuff like that, right? So it's taking almost anything, pulling it back. One of my good friends, Requiem, big up to Requiem. He is one of the champions of freestyle rappers here in Singapore, next to Inero and all these guys. The way he says it is beautiful. Is taking something from right in front of you, pulling it into making people think about other things else, and making it sense to the person that's listening to you.
Yeah, but there are two things I picked up from what you've just said, man. First, you said it was a subset of rapping.
Yeah.
How is that a subset?
In a sense, because with freestyle, for me as a freestyle artist myself, rapping usually, traditional rapping is we already wrote it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have it wrote it down somewhere, and basic freestyle is you have it wrote it down, you memorize it, and you match it to the beat that anybody plays for you,
right?
Like a DJ or anything else,
right? So you're saying that is a subset simply because for rap it's like a song, you compose it, you put it down on paper, it's there, right?
For sure,
right? Okay, but freestyle is on the fly.
Yes.
Okay. Now what you just did just now, I just need to understand. The right brain is going to be fucking far bigger than the left fucking brain in order to come up with stuff like that, right?
I attribute it to my dyslexia.
Oh, shut the fuck up about dyslexia. I don't see how this has got anything to do with dyslexia. So now I just want to know, how this is like improv of the highest order.
In a sense.
I mean, you can have a comedian go on stage, right? And the guy improvs the living shit out of his entire show. But this is beyond words,
words, I guess,
It's words with rhythm.
So,
in that sense, yes.
So you were saying that what you say, Requiem, when he said
Requiem, yes.
that if you can take something in front of you and make sense of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw you this shit. You did a little bit of that, but let's
Mhm.
let's see how smooth you can make
Okay.
this one.
Okay.
Okay. And you can, please feel free to beatbox with him. Say something about the Chris Hansen conversation, CHC.
Okay.
Say something about it. I don't know. I'm leaving it to you, man.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Elaine, you want to get you got something on me? Just to be later. So right here we're at CHC, the Chris Hansen's conversation. No matter what, we just gonna talk and public and got my brother off one coming before he's do. We got do it no matter what, we just call it the show. We talking from the muses of the back and forth, the legends and the presents. No matter what, it draws to the future. We coming together, no matter race. We got hero outside with the love, the boy greater. So we do it with Kai and Chris Hansen with the beatbox and a General Ling. No more we dancing, no we ain't so more enough. No matter what we just do, we coming together to play, take down the mode to kill it.
Whoa!
To stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
Freaking guys, you killed that one, man. I mean, I swear to God, when I was listening in my cans, right?
Yeah.
Your beatbox was like freaking surround.
Yeah.
I mean, like what the fuck was going on?
That's the sound design that beatboxers can do as they practice it. Right?
Sound? Say that word again.
Like a sound design.
design.
Seriously?
Yeah. An advanced lesson that we do teach is sound shaping. So it's
Yeah.
like how you craft the sound and textures.
Mhm.
But not many people have the patience to get there.
Yeah, because that takes like what, 3 hours?
But no, that was utterly ridiculous. You know, I mean, I've been doing stuff, right? I mean, in music for in media and music, and on being on stage as a host and as well singing and listening to you guys on the cans. It was insane. People, you fuck me. I hope you can replicate this thing right now. We're recording it because what I'm
You
hearing,
need headphones on for that one.
it was absolutely nuts, man.
Thank you.
Jeez. Wow. Okay, now that I'm so mesmerized, and God, my ass is on fire just now. You get a beat was so good.
Yes, it is.
Tell me about that competition that you represented in Singapore in Berlin. What was it like? How tough was the competition?
It was very intimidating, I'll be honest, because when I was battling in Singapore, it was against all the guys.
Well, that's a word to use, huh? Battling.
Yes, it is.
That's the word to use.
We had to compete,
Right.
because there was no females league here in Singapore.
Right.
So
Yeah.
then I was the only female that's.
Why is that so?
Um,
in your opinion?
It is not a very easy art for females to get into, but I do see a increasing trend nowadays, which I'm very happy to see.
Because you're leading the way.
I hope so, and maybe other influencers as well, like YouTube's and IG, TikToks.
Okay.
But when I started that point of time, I didn't really have much avenues to say like that's a female league. Just compete within the females.
Okay.
So I had to go straight into the guys.
With the guys, yeah.
And then I didn't expect to actually get into the world championship until my friend said like, "Hey, congratulations!" I was like, "What?" I was still teaching at that point of time. I was doing a class, and suddenly I just saw my name on the lineup. And I was just like, "Oh no!"
Was it? Oh no! Was it? Oh yeah!
Yeah.
It was oh no because it was so close away, and I was
Right.
like, "Oh crap! I only have like maybe 1 or 2 months just to prep."
Okay.
And like to memorize a routine and all that, it takes time. Craft a routine, it takes time.
Okay.
So I did all I could, practice. Once I got to Berlin, I practiced. And then the moment I stepped on the stage, I blanked.
No.
I blanked.
She turned into me. She freestyled the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. I blanked because I saw the crowd and so many people, and it's so different because when you're performing in front of the audience who don't understand and they feel music,
Yeah.
right? You're not gonna feel so scrutinized because once you go on to beatboxing competition, they will scrutinize your techniques,
Yeah,
not
that's
just your flow,
Wow.
and then how you put everything together, how complex you think it is,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And it was so much pressure.
I never realized that it would have been really this complex,
Yeah.
Really, until really this conversation, I never realized that. So what happened with that competition then?
Well, I walked away with a very clear sign of which path I wanted to go to. I realized that because I met other beatboxers as well, and they were like champions in their own country.
Right.
And then even they didn't get very highly placed in the world championships.
Right.
Then I realized that there's a very huge difference between competitor or battler, teacher or performer.
Okay.
So then there were technically like 3 tracks for you to choose from.
Right.
I was like, if you want to be a battler, then it will be within the scene itself.
Right.
Teacher, of course, is what I do, and then sharing the art. Performer, I feel, is the most versatile one.
Okay.
Because then you can actually convert yourself into an artist. You start putting tracks out.
But right now, is it clear that you've placed yourself in the teacher route?
I've actually placed myself in the teacher and performer.
Okay. Okay.
Not so much the battler, because I just really, it doesn't make me feel like I love it per se.
Okay.
I did that for a representation.
Yeah.
Right. And who won that competition?
US
Oh, well.
female.
Yeah.
Well.
And they're very strong. So the thing I noticed about the community as well is that they're very supportive in their relevant country. So there isn't really like people putting on airs or to say, oh, you know, I know more than you, you know, I'm better than you. In other countries, it's more of, hey, like let's try this, let's share this, let's do this.
Let's have fun.
And it's so open and it's so inviting that the growth, you can see the growth in the scene. So like the US, France comes up with really good beatboxers.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm not sure whether you saw the Golden Buzzer guy, MB14.
No.
So he's from France, but the way that he puts beatboxing into musicality, that to me is what, you know, to show what beatboxing can really do.
Now that you said all this, you know, about how people have such great passion over this craft of theirs. And you've seen that having gone for the global championships, right? How do you compare that with our scene here in Singapore? What's it like in your own words?
So when I first started, the community was really, really supportive, and I loved it because that's where I grew. You know, I met so many people. There's the
Take your time.
slightly older or the more senior beatboxers, like the one beside me. Even more.
Senior.
Yeah, we call ourselves the relics nowadays.
So there are waves of generations.
Yeah.
So I think he's like second generation.
I'm the second
what
generation
mine
of
was.
beatboxers.
4th or 5th or
You're the fourth. Yeah, you're the
Right.
fourth.
Now I think we're already at like some
Really?
double number.
10th. I think, 11th.
So you're saying that is it growing and thriving in Singapore?
I would say that when we first started beating,
Mhm.
right? And to sort of see how people perceive beatboxing, it was still very street art, and they were not willing to pay for value.
Oh,
But now we do see a
but come on, that's Singapore for you. I mean,
Yes.
not just for beatboxers, right? For even your
I would say that we tried very, very hard to sort of put the professionalism into beatboxing to
Right.
help
Yeah.
people understand that we are professionals as well and why you should pay for us. Because when we first started, I remember people only wanted to pay like $20.
Oh,
Less than that, actually.
jeez.
That's considered one of the better ones. Like the worser ones were like community prices, community center prices.
Yeah. Because when I first started teaching beatboxing 15 years ago, it was people were not they wanted it free or $5. You know, because for them is okay, I'm just making noises. I'm just doing a Michael Winslow or because back then, you know, people was watching Police
People
Academy
just
and
basically
everything
don't
else.
take this seriously. That's all. They,
Yeah,
they,
pretty
they
much.
think it's easy.
At that point of time, yes.
And they think it's trendy.
Correct.
Right? And they don't see this as an art.
Right. So
Yeah.
bringing back to your question in
Yeah.
terms of how the scene is,
Yeah.
we have these thoughts. So we have the people who try to make it professional,
Mhm.
and we have those who are still figuring out how to clarify their stance, I guess. So
Right.
then there's a lot of groups that popped up that were like young people and they just wanted to have fun.
Mhm.
And when we try to sort of like share professionalism side of things, then you know that politics start to come into play and blah, 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 blah. So then I decided, okay, you know what? We're just gonna step out and do our own thing because we have our belief and we can only stand firm in our belief to
Yeah.
show the traction that we get and the people that we sort of share and help, well, whoever comes through our doors. Because
Yeah.
there's a huge difference between, say, when you get someone who just only learn how to beatbox, or that they know how to beatbox and then they teach, versus the people who really want to teach.
Yeah.
Right.
Because contrary to belief, to popular belief, right? It's always people always say if you can't do, you teach, right? But in beatboxing, it's the other way around. It's either you can really teach, right, and you're a good battler, or you can teach and you're a good performer, or you're a good battler and performer, but you can't really teach because the way that you do your sounds and the way that you experience it, because our biologies are different from everybody else, from one person to another person.
Mhm.
It's not the same. You can't explain it. You can't get it.
Yeah,
The others
everyone's
to saying
vocal
it.
cords are different as well.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our goal was to bring beatboxing into real life, like help them
Mm.
explain what is
Mm.
the value of beatboxing in your life.
So
Yeah.
this is how Beats Inc. music started, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
We wanted to teach beatboxing proper and to be seen as professionals
Mhm.
rather than street performers,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Because people always ask, like, oh, why should we learn from you? Like, we can just learn from YouTube.
Mm.
Right.
Like, sure, but no one's going to tell you whether or not you're doing it correctly,
Yeah.
whether you're going to develop habits.
Yeah. Sometimes people think just by watching a video they can learn something straight away. That's not true.
Yeah.
So this whole thing, this craft
Yeah.
that you're teaching under Beats Inc. music is Beats Inc. music, ladies and
Beats Inc.
gentlemen,
music.
is a beatboxing academy. And who are your students? Do you go to the schools or do private students come to you guys?
We have a lot of wide range of students, I would say. So we have the private students.
Mm-hmm.
The private students within that category, sometimes we have those with special needs,
Right.
Yeah.
learning
Right.
disabilities, because beatboxing has proven to help them with
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In fact, I specialize in special needs.
confidence.
Yeah, I teach.
Yeah,
children.
he just did like a few special needs.
Yeah, I did
schools.
3 months worth of Minds
Yeah.
over
Minds, yeah.
Minds Academy.
Yeah.
I had 3 months there because for them for their students, it's part of the interest group.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time to help them a little bit with speech and everything else, because sometimes and for past 15 years on and off I've been doing like Grace Orchard and everything else, and I always focus, my specialty is always to teach student at risk, the former delinquents like myself, or or even special needs, because it takes a lot of patience. I'll be honest with you. I would not trust a lot of other people to do it.
You keep using the term delinquent, man. I don't see you as a delinquent.
Yeah, now,
Oh, you don't
now
know.
you
Oh, really?
not remember. she knows me. I mean, we've been together for 16 years. She's seen me from my delinquent days all the way up to the.
But now, taking your craft, both
Yeah.
of you, taking your craft, of
Yeah.
beatboxing and freestyle rapping, you teach that as well, right?
Yes,
freestyle
yes.
rapping, okay. Taking these things and then into Beats Inc. music
Mhm.
and, doing so much good out there, is it helping you earn a good living at least?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Of course, when we first started, it was really challenging.
Right, yeah.
Mhm,
As in anything.
Yes, that's true.
It's really challenging. We were like just basking at Haji Lane. We would perform
Orchard
until,
Road,
like,
but Haji Lane, yeah.
maybe like 2, 3 a.m. and then we would just wait for the first bus back because we didn't want to spend. We didn't really have a lot to spend for like the cat fairs.
Mhm.
But those were the good hungry years, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Our first
And big up to Going Home back
Yeah.
then in Haji Lane. Now they are in Bali Lane actually, but in Haji Lane, Ollie, Yusuf, all those guys, they took care of us. They
Yeah.
made sure that the musicians are well taken care of. They hey, do you have any, you want to sleep upstairs for a few hours and then you guys can go in the morning, that kind of thing. It's amazing, and this guys like that and people like that, we were very thankful to meet people like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
On now that you're talking about these guys, I just would like to educate me a little bit, okay? How does your craft compare to the guys like Young Raja,
Mhm,
Abang Sapao?
mhm.
Is it different?
I would say slightly.
They rap.
Yeah, they rap too. With them, their freestyle would be somewhat similar to mine.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I've heard Young Raja freestyle before, but again, it's a little bit harder to just come off the top of your head, right? Because that's the kind of thing where that means you're constantly thinking. You're
I
constantly
can
putting
attest to
words
that because he tried giving me like a freestyle lesson and he made me like try to do it, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, because it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. You start from you writing it down, whatever random phrases you have, you write it down, and then you make it into a thing.
Young Raja was on my last podcast
Nice,
show.
yeah.
Yeah. Him and Abang Sapau.
Oh, nice.
So I just want to find out, what's the similarity or are there any differences at all?
The slight differences is because I can't remember a thing if I write it down.
Really?
Yeah.
No, this is where I come back to what you did just now, man.
Yes.
When you take this one thing
Yeah.
in front of you and you make it turn it from nothing to something. So I just need to understand this. How do you do it? What is there a mechanical mechanism behind this? Is there a process, something technical perhaps that people can learn?
So the way that my head works mainly, it's almost like an empty blank piece of paper, right? So if you tell me, okay, let's rap about the Chris Hansen conversation.
Yeah,
for
which
example,
you did,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So from there, I'm putting in whatever, I'm writing it down in my head where whatever I've seen, like of whatever I've experienced or I know about what's happening at that point in time. So I make that into specific phrases and then I'll just link it up.
So basically, it's based on what you've known, what you've seen.
Correct.
But to make it's got a rhyme, right?
Yeah. So that's the part where you need to practice.
So it's like freaking instantaneous poetry.
In a sense, yes. But it's a one-off kind of thing because once I say it, unless you record it, I hope, unless you record it, I'm not doing it again. It's not coming out again.
People like me, I can write simple poems, okay? I can sit down, but I got to think it through and I got to write it down,
That's like me.
Yeah. It just can't be instantaneous.
No,
it
I
just
can't.
comes out with like freaking instant noodles,
No.
man. It's like, what the fuck?
I can do that for beatboxing, but I can't do that
Really?
for rap.
Yeah.
So the two of you are meant for each other, man.
In a sense, yes.
Okay, so, but General Ling, okay, so I got to get used to calling you that. You got yourself schooled in psychology. Why?
Which one?
I don't know.
Diploma
Tell me.
or the degree?
Oh,
It should be the most recent one. Let's talk about the degree.
Starting into psychology, there must have been a motivation.
Starting into
Why?
psychology.
So
Why?
the first thing that I felt was I think that was in secondary school, and I read news where I think East Coast there was a slashing or something like that because of
Downtown
a gang
East.
fight
Yeah, a long
downtown
time ago,
East
yeah.
a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
And I felt
yeah.
that, if there was actually someone to help the boy or, the people involved, then maybe
You mean the assailants?
no, as in to help
The
sort
victim
of
or the assailants?
that I would say the whole
could be both.
situation in general, which
I'm just being an idiot. Okay. Yeah.
which is like that's when I sort of got interested in the counseling, and I was just like, okay, if someone was actually there to give them a hand and to sort of like maybe help them out of their troubles, maybe that wouldn't be the path that they chose to go.
So this
I
was
just
a
felt
choice
like
before you got into music or into beatboxing.
that was in between.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were doing it for outside of any reason in your career currently. It was done
no,
because
not
you
yet. This
had
is the
an
start.
interest.
This is only the start.
Okay. Here we go. Sorry.
This is only the start, and then after that, I got into TP psychology.
What's TP?
Temasek
Temasek
Poly.
Poly.
Oh, okay.
Psychology.
Sorry.
Not toilet
That's,
paper.
that's me showing you my age. Yeah.
So then it was one part was what I wanted to do, and the other part was I decided to be funny because I scored quite good for my O levels. I retained 1 year, and then I scored good for my
Yeah,
O
you
levels.
got 8 points for your O levels, so everybody
That's
was
after
wondering
retaining
why you
1
didn't
year.
get to
Hey,
JC. Yes.
that 1 year did you good, man.
Exactly.
8 freaking points, man. Come on.
Yeah. So then I saw like I could go to anything, including like the JCs. And
Yeah.
I was just like, okay. Then I saw psychology, and it was like 8 points. And I said, okay, let's go for that. Let's see if I can get like my first choice.
Well, that's really strange. What drove you to do
I
that?
really have the prior like interest in psychology, you see.
So it was really something that was in you before all this started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a police when I grew up.
Police
As,
officer.
as I was young. Like young, grow up, I watched police cop shows too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Then
If I
wanted to
remember
be
correctly, you said you wanted to be part of the CNB or the CID. I think,
CID.
for
And
a
you would have
while.
arrested him.
Probably, yes.
In an alternate universe, that could have happened.
Yeah, probably.
So fortunately for you, she didn't become a cop.
Unfortunately, I found rap.
I did almost become a cop.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay.
I was in the volunteer corps while I was in the army.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Hang on. You were in the army.
Yes.
Yes.
You were in the military. You were a regular.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about that one. This is getting so topsy-fucking-turvy, man. You're saying that, okay, you retained 1 year, you went for your O's again, you scored brilliantly, had 8 points, went to Temasek Poly, took a psychology diploma simply because you had this interest in it, and then you wanted to be a cop. But that didn't happen. In the end, you end up being in the military. Now, just summarize the whole damn thing. So tell me about the military. Why the hell did you end up in the SAF?
Okay, so to join the whole cop and then the military story together, I went for the sort of like a sponsorship.
A scholarship.
Yeah, a sponsorship. So
Yeah.
like
Sponsorship.
you are like tied to them after you finish your
That's a
studies, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not really a scholarship.
Then
Because
over
you
here,
got a
they call it a
bond, right? You got a
sponsorship.
bond.
They call it a sponsorship.
That's another fucking word for
So,
scholarship.
So I went to the SPF
Yeah,
one. It was
yeah.
quite daunting because the moment you opened the door, you were like in a conference table of 11 people staring at you.
Oh dear.
And you were like, what,
Re-
16, 17?
Okay, then when you went to the army one, there was about one guy.
I think she told me it was
Yes.
one or
No shit, really?
Yeah, there
It was
only
one guy and a small office.
Really?
yes.
Yeah, it was so different, but it was
So clever, SAF, huh?
so it was it was funny because it was 11 people and they were like at that point of time they were gonna assess you to see like who wants you kind of thing, the different departments. I'm
Yeah.
sure all the departments were there.
And if I remember correctly, you said the prison system wanted
Correct,
you
the prison
as a
service
warden
wanted me and
because
I
of
was
your
just like,
psychology, right? Because you're taking
You are
psychology.
beginning to scare me, you know.
See, you see.
Okay, all right.
So so then because I rejected prison the prison service and I was rejected for that sponsorship.
Mhm.
So I needed to find a way to fund my studies. So then I
Right.
decided to try for the SAF.
Right.
So then SAF after that, they started throwing all these terms at me as a young 16, 17 person. I'm just like, huh? Artillery, armor, all this thing. I was like, can you just put me somewhere that is relevant for my course of study?
Yeah, beatbox.
So then
sounds like
MDC.
this sounds like RT.
So guess where they threw me?
Yeah.
Military intelligence.
Oh god, she's really scaring me, man.
Oh, you should ask how many languages he actually speaks.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy telling me all the while he used the word delinquent how many times, and then I have
That's what I was.
I want to be a cop, damn prison service, and I end up in military
See,
intelligence.
this is what I mean by Beauty and the Beast. That's what I mean.
We are literally opposite.
It's
Yes.
insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so we end up in I don't want to know. Should I ask? Dare I ask?
No,
Either SIB, MSD, or something like that. Okay, and then
we don't exist, but
okay, this is getting
Yeah,
even
that's
worse.
that's
man.
it. Yeah, that's you might want to edit that out later.
I don't believe this shit, man. I've got a beatboxer who competed for Singapore and she's teaching beatboxing, you know, and my God, she was in something that nobody would ever freaking dream that you, in whatever you're doing in the SAF, coming out to be a beatboxer.
Oh, no, definitely not. So when I told people that I wanted to leave, they were pretty appalled. And then they were like,
Yeah, they were.
what
very,
about
very-
your CPF?
Well, we kind of proved them wrong on that one, didn't we? I mean, we bought a house.
Oh boy. Okay,
Well, you bought a
So
house.
how long were you with these guys?
I
man?
was actually supposed to serve 4 years with them.
Uh-huh,
But then I left after 3 years of medical condition.
Okay.
And it wasn't faking, it was a mental torture for me because as a musician and a creative in a space where it's regimental, it was quite hard for me to
Yeah,
express
because your
myself.
right brain, your left brain will be at odds, right?
And it is always at odds with each other, so I
know.
was quite
I know.
miserable.
I know how that feels, man. You see, look at me, man. That's the reason why I'm a nutcase. Okay, so
I'll be quiet right over here. I'll be quiet over.
So okay, so you were at odds, but and it impacted you.
I had somatic symptoms. Like, it was really, really bad. It's to the point whereby, like, I had to see psychologists and everything.
And you having had a diploma and eventually a degree
Yes.
in psychology.
I was so embarrassed because I'm someone with a diploma
Yeah,
in psychology.
yeah.
Then I'm like facing a psychology
Psychological-
problem
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
psychological
somatic.
problem.
I was like, oh no, like what am I supposed to do? So it took quite a lot of resolve, and it was just like, okay, I gotta leave. Like, I have to leave because I can feel it that it is not somewhere that I can be. For maybe the people who really see it as a long-term career for 55, it's a great place to be. But for me, I was the sort who, you can see from my whole life story how many things I did, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not the person who just do one thing.
Yeah.
Be mindful that when she was still in the army, we already started the school. So she was arranging time for me to go and teach, and I have to arrange time as well.
So
getting
basically,
people to go in.
she can't sit still.
Yeah, that's why I call it a monkey. Like how a monkey runs around,
Okay,
climbs a tree.
I am born in the year of a monkey, so
Okay, that explains it too.
but yes, I tend to do a lot of stuff, and it's not that I needed to prove anything. It's just my interest and my heart will immediately just go, okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try that. Let's try this. Let's try this. To the point whereby, like, if I want to try something new, I'm like, okay, do you think I can take this on? And then we'll make sure like I don't fail. Maybe like 4, was it?
3 women.
3. Okay.
3.
How do your folks respectively feel about what you guys are doing now?
Well, my mom, I mean, she grew up with my uncle and my aunt, right?
Right.
So, in a sense, and she's supportive of it. You
Right.
know, as long as I'm fed and I'm happy, I'm not homeless and I'm not hungry, she's okay with that.
How about you? I thought so.
It
Oh,
took,
that was-
it took
that's
really
the
a
story.
while. I think my mom for a while, her favorite line was, "Got money or not?"
I mean, both our parents will say that same line.
Which I understand it's her concern, and she worries for me, and like sometimes with the amount of things I'm doing, it looks like I'm not holding a stable job kind of thing. I'm just like floating around.
Yeah.
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 But I think the recent shift when I was featured in Channel 8
Mm-hmm.
and I saw myself on TV, that moment, I think that's when she really accepted that I was doing something that was making a difference. And now she understands, we are much, much more closer. We are able to communicate on things. I can share with her like, hey, like this is my song. What do you think of it? Oh, look, these are my students and all that. But before that, it was kind of hard for us to communicate when she was still in the space of, what are you doing with your life?
It's a matter of whether they understand what you're doing. You got to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? I would
So
think.
thankfully, because of the Channel 8 feature and all the features that I'm getting, including yours, I get to tell my story.
What was that? But what was that?
What was that?
Including my woo.
Yes, I mean,
exactly. But,
every feature, every platform to tell my story, I'm very thankful of, because then it
Yeah.
helps.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
great.
that's
I'm
true.
just being an idiot again. Yeah. But thank you so much for also saying that.
It helps to sort of, people understand the origin and the
How
background
are you
story.
now?
I'm good.
Are you better?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yes.
Happy space.
Yes, I'm in a happy
Okay.
space.
Yeah.
That's all we want to know.
Yes.
And I don't want to pry anymore, But thank you for sharing the story.
we're actually in a very good space. Like, I just brought her. I surprised her, I think, a month ago.
Mhm.
Oh, less than a month ago, actually.
Less than a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought
Mamma
her
mia.
like tickets for the musical ABBA.
Whoa, awesome.
Yeah, and she was
By the way, young
surprised.
lady, it is ABBA.
ABBA.
Oh, for God's sake.
Thank you.
Say ZZ.
Yes.
I'm not that old. Yeah, before my time, though. I gotta
I'm only
say.
2 years older than her and I speak like you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Your influences at home is different.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you're
that's
right
true.
about
That
that.
is very
You're right
true.
about that.
That is very true.
You said on Channel 8, right?
Yes.
I think there's something even bigger. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. Fuck that, Channel 8. Something even bigger, man. Like, I give a fuck, right? Okay. So, one of your Mandarin rap singles was played on Netflix, man. On Netflix TV series Snowpiercer, for crying out fucking loud.
Yeah.
And I watched that show, and it's you.
Well, there are many tracks in Snowpiercer. So
Yeah, I know,
mine
but
is one of them.
yeah, but fuck that. I mean, come on, it's on fucking Netflix, man.
Yes.
You know, Smart Channel 8. I mean, that was on fucking Netflix.
That's true. That is very true. One of the biggest shows too, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, to me, that's something. Even if it's just one of the mini soundtracks, it doesn't matter. It was Netflix.
Yes.
You know, it's like young Raja was rejoicing when Jimmy Fallon played his song and actually made fun of it
Oh,
There's-
wow.
on his show.
Interesting.
And he tweeted Jimmy Fallon. But to me, that's a win.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's a win, you know? So what the hell, man? Now, I'm a bit confused. I saw this as I was researching. What is Nusantara Records?
Oh, that was actually a record label that me and Elaine with another rapper. I rather not say the name. We founded that together.
So it's your label.
It was
Oh, so it's past
was.
tense.
yeah, pass.
It was.
Ah.
Yeah. We left that the record label.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. And how long did the label go on for?
Well, it's still around.
3 years. It's still around. It's
Yeah, it's
still
still
around.
around. It's
Yeah,
still around.
it's,
Run by the other person that you will not say.
Correct.
Right.
Well,
Well, I don't know whether Elaine
I
wants to say
would
it. I'd rather not say
I
it.
would say it was a unfortunate situation that happened that caused
Yeah.
everything
Yeah,
to
yeah,
break
yeah,
down.
yeah. Usual political shit lah.
No,
Oh
No, there was.
Okay.
it was my incident in November 2019 that inspired
Correct.
me to go for my degree in psychology. You research that one?
Babe, why you have
You
to say
want to
that?
talk about the incident?
Well, I would say I have spoken about the incident.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The assault on tour.
Mhm.
Okay.
I shot a 28-minute video to call out the predator as well
By name too. Yeah.
on YouTube. The thing about it that I feel is it wasn't a situation that anybody should be put in. And it was pretty concerning for me when during COVID I pivoted to a transcriber
Okay.
and I was transcribing police cases
Okay.
in Singapore. So I do know of like some of the cases that has happened and it is something that affects people and is silent.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So then that's when I decided to go back into psychology first to understand my own traumatized experience and the triggers and how to work on it. And then
Yep.
also criminology to understand why people would do something like that.
Okay. This girl is serious, man. Okay.
Yeah, she.
Yep.
And now I am sort of just using my platform, my music to help people sort of to find themselves, like how I was lost at a point in time after the incident.
Okay.
So it was an unfortunate situation that happened and nobody should be put in there, but that is what caused the downfall of, why we're no longer part of Nusantara Records.
Okay.
But for the record, though, is not the partner that did the assault.
Right.
It was an artist that was invited by Nusantara Records to go on tour
Right.
that did that. Unfortunately, yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, we go from one end to the other end.
So
I mean-
a lot of people have said
Yeah.
that my story can literally write a Korea drama out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
you
For
can.
someone so young.
Technically. Wait,
For someone so young.
if that's the case, can I get like G-Dragon to be me if you're making a Korean drama?
No.
Like put a fat suit on him or something,
Wait. You see, this is where I'm lost now. Who the hell is G-Dragon?
It's like a rapper from Korea or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
that. But
See,
very muscular.
I'm really not into this thing.
No,
man.
but it was interesting because people were telling me like, yeah, your story is totally like a drama, but yeah, I'm living it on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis.
Nah, not today, right?
No.
no.
Nah, come on. You're in a happy space now.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
it's part of
Right.
my journey as well.
Right.
Mhm.
You recently released a Chinese hip hop single on
Yes.
Spotify. Tell
Yep.
us about it.
So Forget It or Pala, it was a song that I wrote when I was in one of that downtime, that down period.
Yeah.
And it was like there were so many voices that were telling you what to do, what you should do, your own voice,
Yeah.
people's voices, and you just wanted them to
Shut the fuck up.
and let me think.
Yes.
Let me think. Let me breathe.
I like how Chris said it. Shut the fuck up, and then she says, "Let me through." It was like,
No,
that's
but
exactly how it should be. Yes, yes, that's perfect.
So
That's how
technically,
exactly
why
it
I
is.
used the word "pala," it was supposed to mean "fuck it," but I just turned it into a nicer word.
Was it fuck it or fuck off?
We just put
Yeah.
what the hell? Just put fuck it. Why?
Because it's Chinese.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
Pala,
fuck.
Pala, but you can loosely translate that. Pala which is a title.
So later
Yes,
on,
yes.
I realized
Yeah.
as I speak to my friends, they're like, it's a very Malaysian word.
It is.
It is.
Pala is
Yeah.
a very
That's
Malaysian
why I'm
word.
trying to figure it out because it's something I don't recognize. I mean, not that my Mandarin is so damn good, lah, but but it's something that's really alien to me.
It is Malaysian. So I only realized that like after some of my friends played it, and then when the radio was like, oh, it's a very Malaysian way
Yeah.
that it was written. I was like, that's very interesting because I'm Singaporean, but I do stay in Malaysia. So maybe the influences actually rubbed off.
Actually, to be honest, when I was listening to your single, and I was listening to the enunciation of the Mandarin words, right? And really, it sounded more Malaysian. The whole intonation, the whole it was sounded more Malaysian to me than it is, Singaporean. That's the reason. Maybe that's the reason why. No, not really. I really felt more Malaysian. And that's the reason why I said to you privately, right? I said, you should add in some Singlish in there.
Maybe in the next few.
The Hokkien
maybe
was
the next
supposed
few.
to be the
Singlish part, yeah.
No. Dr. Greeley Sui, if you're watching this show, you're going to disagree that wholesale. Because you say there is such a thing called good Singlish and bad Singlish. That's what he's going to say.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I came from a family that doesn't even speak English, so I do not know. I come from barely. No, none.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I come from a theatre family.
No. His family doesn't speak.
Yeah,
Really?
like majority of my family don't even speak Singlish.
Get out the
I'm
front door, man, dude. You
like
gotta-
half the time when I was younger watching Pachukang, I couldn't understand what everyone
to me, that is who we are,
Mm.
I really don't give a shit what anyone has to say about that. But
I
frankly,
mean, I get you.
yeah, I really think that is who we are. So tell us more about this parlor. So it's fuck it. Yeah. And you spent the downtime writing that song and you released it recently.
Yep. So it's a song about finding strength,
Mhm.
where the whole entire idea is just let me be myself, let me
Mhm.
walk my own path,
Mm-hmm.
and trusting in myself to walk that path, and to also say like pala to the inner negativity gremlin. So it's your accumulation of negativity,
Mm-hmm.
and to say, just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. You're not telling like, because we have our outside voices where people tell us. We have our own inner voice as well, which is usually the most detrimental one.
Mm-hmm.
So
can attest to
it's that voice that you want to keep quiet and just shut up. Just like stop telling me what you think is them. It's almost like a fight between like your self and the inner self.
I know what you mean,
That's-
man.
that's
'Cause
true.
sometimes
That's
when
true.
my brain tells me stupid shit, I have to slap the side.
Yikes.
Yeah. Then after that, if I want to come up with ideas, I'm going to smack my right side of my head.
Nah, for me, I just make it into a personality and rap using that voice, man.
But you got rap, you see, I don't. You see, I just got it. And then
Yeah.
So that is the idea behind Pala.
okay.
And it was interesting because my listeners are from the States,
Poland as well, right? Yeah.
Greece.
For the first week that they came
I
out,
was so confused.
we were surprised. We were surprised because she told me, oh, my analytics says that majority of my listeners is from Poland.
No, but you know something. Music is a universal
Yeah, it
language,
is.
regardless
It
of
is.
we can sit down and listen to an African beat with with people singing in Afrikaans or Swahili,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And if the beat's there, you would still like it. It's like world music, man. It is about music, and I'm so glad actually. As a matter of fact, I'm quite heartened to hear you guys say that because in Singapore, right, we all become numbnuts. I mean,
It is true.
yeah,
I mean, I can't deny that.
We will have more people from everywhere else around the fucking planet that's going to appreciate our shit more than our own people.
Yes.
You agree or disagree?
I
Yes.
agree. I
My
agree fully.
Singapore listeners were like number 4.
There you go, numbnuts.
Yeah.
That's a numbnut number. Four.
That is
It's a numbnut number. Yeah, right. Yeah. Fuck that. I mean, I've given up, man. I've been like, what the fuck? You know? Like when we got good shit going, nobody gives a shit. If not,
Yes.
they want to freeload that shit.
Well, I mean, it's It is unfortunate, but I have had like, I mean, even my own experience trying to do music, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how it was perceived. Like, it's going to be the average perspective, but I
Yeah.
do see like the younger ones are slowly shifting.
I really hope
Yeah.
so, man.
Yeah,
Give
it
me
is.
some hope, please.
Like
Give me some hope.
even when sort of like when I have the younger kids that I'm teaching and then
Mm.
I speak to their parents, you can see that they're much more accepting of the music.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that,
Because then
man.
they would invest on their kids
Yeah.
with beatboxing, and I'm not charging a very like cheap CC
No,
community
you
center
shouldn't.
rate.
Yeah,
No,
you
it's the
should
market
not.
rate.
Yeah.
It's right on the market rate.
Yeah,
That's what we
you
are
should
charging.
not be charging that,
But you know,
anything.
if they were willing to pay for it,
Yeah.
I sort of already have my audience filtered in a sense.
Mm,
Because then they would naturally know that what we stand for and what you're paying for
Right.
in terms of
Yeah.
value.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And they appreciate music.
Great. I'm glad. As a matter of fact, I'm so glad I can grow old and end up in a senior citizens home or something and still have, and see this happening. Okay. So I don't know where the fuck that came from, but never mind. It was just
bro.
it was just my I was just going to verbal
You're freestyling
diarrhea.
right there.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
freestyling right
You
there.
are-
That's what it is.
You are fucking contagious.
Yeah,
No.
Z-Loco guys know that, man.
Yeah, man.
He is contagious.
So both of you guys, Z Loco and General Ling, if your lives were a soundtrack, what would be the title?
Actually, Elaine has a soundtrack.
No. Your lives were a
my
soundtrack.
lives. My lives.
What would the title be?
Well, that's what I meant. There is a song called General Ling that she's a part of. By another
but is it
level.
both of you, not
Or
just
both
her?
of us.
Is it both of you? Your lives
If it's us.
together. What would
Well,
that sound?
there's one song
title be?
from Taiwan that I always it emphasizes everything of how we went through our lives.
Yeah.
It's called Life of Struggle.
Oh,
struggle.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes, that song.
That is that soundtrack for us.
Life
I
of
just-
Struggle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It was talking about like the various stories that he had to go through, but the chorus is life's a struggle, 日子还要过。平常喜怒哀乐之后，会是数不尽的 troubles every day，有多少问题要去面对，有多少夜痛苦烦恼着你无法入睡。
for my sake.
我不明白。
Exactly. English, please.
Okay, so basically, it's like you're so tormented by like life, but then the life still moves on.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the true.
Sometimes you
for
can't
us, I
sleep,
feel.
sometimes you worry, sometimes you're happy, and all these things, but life moves on.
But you know what, man? I mean, it's all our lives, you know?
For me, if personally you ask me what my soundtrack is like, given the fact that it's very close to a Korean drama,
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know.
like I would imagine that whole soundtrack to have so many like experimental type of things because you can see there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. sometimes.
Exactly. That's exactly
okay.
us.
Come
isn't
on, guys. I mean, even me. You know what title I give you guys?
What?
Me and my kimchi.
You Dun, 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 dun.
Me and my kimchi. Any just the end of the show. Before we end of the show, this one last final question: any plans in the offing for both Z Loco and General Ling?
Z Loco's gonna be releasing a track.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm actually
You will
next
hear
year.
his 4 personalities, which is produced.
Yes.
The producer basically went like
Yeah.
each
So
time, each take I take, you give me different style.
big up to Gus Bus, Bob. So for me, one of the reasons why Ramon Sadello, big up to him, why he called me Z Loco is because again, I have multiple personalities. I don't know where that comes from. I just have this weird thing that goes on. Maybe it's my theater side. I don't know, but so I have multiple different voices that I use for different things. Right, for different flows, for different styles of rapping and everything else. So I just give them each individual names and I put it in the track. So within like a one verse, I'm changing from 4 different types of voices and 4 different styles of rapping.
Now I know why you're called Loco.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Meanwhile,
sorry.
then
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
I mean, based on our conversation, you can tell that every time I'm talking about one thing, I'm thinking about something else.
Yes.
But so the release, I will have a few songs coming out as well, but the whole thing is going to slowly piece together like a puzzle.
Yeah. She's actually going to re-release the song that's in Netflix
Mm-hmm.
a newer version of that
Okay.
for the masses now.
In Chinese.
We might be a mixed language.
Thank
so
goodness.
That's the
See, for
the
people
secret.
like me, I'm bloody gruggo, you know. I need.
I know a lot of people basically told me when they heard my song, it's like, okay, now do an English one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Although-
I will work on
Although
that.
there is a track that maybe next year is right. Next year is going to come out. Actually,
Next year is
we're
probably
working on
gonna
a lo-fi track, English and Mandarin,
Right.
a lo-fi track as well, just between the two of us, and just to do a little bit more. You know, that's another one that's coming out as well.
Okay, guys, I just wish you all the best, man. I mean, for all the plans you've got is driving me up the wall because you guys got so much going on, which is great, you know.
Yeah, you're one to say you literally have a lot of things going on.
Oh, no, man. I just stick my ass down on this seat, man, all the time. I'm quite happy doing what I do. And to end the show, it's Christmas time, people.
Yeah.
It's Christmas season, and it's the most beautiful time, the most wonderful time of the year. And now that I have the both of you here on the show, we're going to do a little Christmas song. Can?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
To end the show, ladies and gentlemen, people who are watching this CHC, we're going to do this little song just for you for the Christmas season. And on a side note, a couple of more episodes to go before we end season 2 of the Chris Hansen Conversation. And I'd like to say a very, very big thank you to all of you. We've seen such great growth in YouTube and our subscribers, and thank you. Mwah, love you deep, deep. Okay, please continue to enjoy the show and share the show, please. Okay, so this is our little Christmas gift from Loco, General Ling, and
Chris Hansen.
the Frog.
What?
What?
The Frog. Kai. Kai, say hi, Kai. Okay, and from Kai as well. Kai says I look like a frog. Okay.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
So we're going to do this little song for you guys. We hope you enjoy it. We're going to have a beatboxer on my right. I'm going to have a freestyler on my left. And I hope we don't fuck this up. And, and even if we do, well, I'm not going to ask you to forgive us. We tried. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great one this 2023. And God bless you all. Here we go. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is the new bird. We sing a love song as we go along. Walking in a winter wonderland.
So, the back and walking in the winter wonderland. The palm, the trees we got on one horse sleigh. Santa flying our way. So we got all the presents. We got our loved ones. We coming together no matter what. We just gonna dream it. The mom that phone trying to tell us.
We'll conspire as we dream by the fire. To stay unafraid, the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye. What the heck?
That's how we usually end our show. So yeah, peace.
Show 'em